Brian Grove, a senior year electrical engineering major.
Hey, I'm Bilal Khan. I'm doing MBA.
Hey, Usman, and I did my master's in computer science from NIU, so I'm working in NIU right now.
It's Umran Sayed. I'm an anthropology major and a psychology minor.
Zimad Malik. I'm a bio major and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Muhammad Ali. I'm an industrial engineering major.
Will you all please mind stating your ethnicity for me, please?
Half German, Native American, and English.
Asian.
Asian and Muslim.
I'm Indian and Afghani.
I'm Pakistani.
Have you or someone you've known ever been racially profiled?
I guess anything recently would be like being out in public with a girl who is a hijabi and watching the stares from people.
Yes to both questions. Me personally, I grew up in America, and I was racially profiled a lot of times at school. After 9/11 happened, there was a lot of taunts and jokes and things like that. And my mom wears a hijab, and she gets stares and things like that. And also, what he said about the airport situation. I've been randomly stopped many times when I did and didn't have a beard. So.
Yes, I get random checked at airports every time. I think that's it.
What ethnic group do you think gets racially profiled the most?
Arabs, African Americans, and probably like the Indo-Pac.
Definitely blacks, either African American, Jamaican, Haitian, anything like that. Central Americans, Mexicans, Colombians, Brazilians.
I wanted to say Muslims, but like for example, our friend here, he's Muslim, but you know he wouldn't get that same look that someone like I would do, especially if I'm dressed like this. So I would say probably more ethnicity-wise, you know, race, so like Arabs, Pakistani, Indian, and then of course blacks and like you said, Central American, Mexicans. Yeah.
It mainly depends on your, for Muslims at least, like your outward appearance. Like there could be like a white guy who's a Muslim, but you can't really tell that he's Muslim. And then there could be a white guy with like a big beard who's dressed in like a thobe, which is just a long garb. Or like a woman who wears a niqab or a hijab, either covers her face or just her hair.
For me, I think the top two would be African American and Arabs probably.
Why do you all think racial profiling happens, or where do you think it comes from?
I work at a Walmart store, and we have AP, which stands for Asset Protection. And a lot of the people that walk around in just like plain clothes around the store, they heavily take part in racial profiling. And at first, when they told me this, outright that they mainly target like Mexicans and blacks, I was shocked. But then I found that like the vast majority of people that they stop are blacks and Mexicans. I don't know if it's just the demographic that's specific for that area, which is Algonquin, Illinois, but I mean that's one way it can be. I mean, I guess kind of targeted.
It may sound cliche, but I really feel like it's probably a lack of education or a lack of exposure to other cultures, whether that means you were born and raised in a rural community out in the middle of nowhere. But then again, I mean, I've seen it in urban areas too, though, where people just don't have that. They're not concerned with trying to go out and like embrace other cultures. They just want to stick to their own thing, and that's it. And where that comes from, I don't know. But I think the first two I mentioned would probably be, in my opinion, two things that really factor into it.
I find it has to do a lot with like socio-cultural influences and just the way people are brought up, and then like the media plays a big part of it. Like there's so many different factors that just all are like interconnected to kind of bring about like ignorance. And I mean, some people kind of rise above it at the same time due to these factors, but that, in my opinion, that's kind of what it is, what contributes to it.
Breaking social norms. You don't always see someone dressed like this in, you know, like a library at 11 p.m., right? And so when people see that, it's not normal. And so obviously they're gonna look, and you know, it's just how they judge, you know, based on ignorance and maybe some arrogance too.
Okay, so do you all think racial profiling is always a bad thing? Or is there like pros and cons?
I mean, it's bad, but it's like everyone does it,
Yeah.
you know? So like, it depends like where you draw the line. You know, I could like, if someone could say, oh, look at terrorists, right? Or someone could just stay silent and just stare and just think something different. In the end, he's still, you know, his perspective is something else. So everyone does it. It's just, you know, how much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much.